We are pleased to present Act 3 of Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare. Caesar and his train head for the Senate. The soothsayer warns Caesar that it is the Ides of March, but he thinks nothing of it. Caesar is intercepted by Artemidorus, who wants to give him a note warning him of the conspirators. He refuses to read it, saying he will deal with it last because it pertains to himself. By not heeding the warnings, Caesar seals his fate. Cassius fears that their enterprise may be discovered after Popilius wishes him well, but Brutus calms him. Trebonius makes sure Mark Antony is out of the way before they put their plan in motion. Metellus Cimber approaches Caesar to ask that his brother be repealed from banishment. Caesar refuses to reconsider his decision, saying he must remain constant. The other conspirators join in pleading as they surround Caesar. Casca stabs Caesar first, and the other conspirators follow. Caesar remains standing until Brutus inflicts the final blow, after which he collapses. Afterwards, chaos ensues as the conspirators proclaim triumph. They tell spectators to not be afraid and to spread the word. Please sit back and enjoy our production of an excerpt from this famous scene.
Are we all ready? What problem should I discuss with you first?
Most high, most mighty, and most powerful Caesar, Metellus Cimber kneels before you with a humble heart.
I have to stop you, Cimber. These kneelings and humble courtesies might excite ordinary men, flattering them into turning Roman law into children's games. But don't be so foolish as to think you can sway me from what's right by using the tactics that persuade fools. I mean, this
Get out the way, get out the way.
flattery, low bows, and puppy-like fawning. Your brother has been banished by decree. If you kneel and beg and flatter for him, I'll kick you out of my way like I would a dog. Know that I am
Excuse me.
not unjust, and I will not grant him a pardon without reason.
Is there no voice worthier than my own to appeal to Caesar, to repeal the order that my brother be banished? I kiss your hand, but not in flattery, Caesar. I ask you to repel Publius Cimber banishment immediately.
What, Brutus?
Pardon him, Caesar, pardon him.
I could be convinced if I were like you. I could beg others to change their minds. Begging would convince me too, but I am as immovable as the northern star, whose stable and stationary qualities has no equal in the sky. The sky shows countless stars. They're all made of fire, and each one shines. But only one among all of them remains in a fixed position. So it is on earth. The world is full of men, and men are flesh and blood, and they are capable of reason. Yet out of all of them, I know only one who is unassailable, who never moves from his position. To show you that that's me, let me prove it a little even in the case. I was firm in order that Cimber be banished and remain firm in that decision. Go ahead.
Oh, Caesar!
Enough! Would you try to lift Mount Olympus?
Great Caesar!
Haven't I resisted even Brutus begging from his knees?
And speak for me now!
Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers!
Right now, here we go. Right now.
Jetron of the King.
Hold on, dude. Yo. Oh my god. Hold on, dude. Yo. Oh my god. Hold on, dude. Yo. Oh my god.
And you too, Brutus? In that case, die, Caesar.
In the arms of the angel, fly away.
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny is dead! Run and proclaim it in the streets!
Some should go to the public platforms and cry out, liberty, freedom, and democracy.
People and senators, please do not be afraid. Don't run away. Stay where you are. Only Caesar has to die for his ambition.
Go up on the platform, Brutus.
And Cassius too. Where's Publius? Here. He is completely stunned by this mutiny. Stand close together in case someone loyal to Caesar tries to... Don't talk about standing together. Publius, cheer up. We don't intend any harm to you, nor anyone else. Tell them this, Publius.
And leave us, Publius, in case the people storming us should harm you.
Do so, and let no one suffer for this deed except us, the perpetrators. Oh. The gang has just stabbed Caesar. Cassius asks Trebonius where Mark Antony has gone. Mark Antony has fled due to hearing about the stabbing of Caesar. Then Brutus invites the other men to wash their hands in Caesar's blood because they want to take credit for the killing of Caesar. Mark Antony has sent a servant to come ask the men if they plan to kill Antony because he was so loyal to Caesar. Brutus says Antony should come because they don't plan on killing him either. Cassius doesn't like this because he still fears Antony supports Caesar. Brutus welcomes Antony, and Antony asks them if they are planning to kill him. Brutus is stunned by this and says they will not end up killing him. Antony shakes the men's bloody hands and asks them to explain why they murdered Caesar.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. But in this section, Brutus tries to explain why they killed Caesar. And Antony says he understands and wants to speak at the funeral. Brutus agrees against Cassius' wishes, but Antony can only say good things. Antony stayed after everyone else left. He asked for forgiveness from Caesar because he was kind to his murderers. And he speaks of a prophecy of a battle that will bring great destruction. Antony says he will not avenge Caesar's death because Caesar's spirit will get revenge itself. A servant of Octavius then comes and sees Caesar. Antony says to keep Octavius, the nephew and successor, away from the city, but they should come to see the funeral speech. Once Octavius sees the reaction of the crowd, he can decide what to do next.
The citizens split up to listen to Cassius or to listen to Brutus talk in Caesar's funeral. Brutus delivers his speech explaining the reason behind the killing of Caesar. During his speech, the citizens cheer his name, saying that he should be the next Caesar. Brutus denies the request and welcomes Antony to give his speech. Antony tells the citizens that he doesn't disapprove of the conspirators' actions, but they should still remember what a great leader Caesar was. He uses his speech to draw emotion from the crowd, which causes them to believe that the murder was wrong.
The citizens start to question the conspirators, and then Mark Antony tells them that he found Caesar's will, but he wasn't going to tell them how much he loved them or how much he was going to give them. But by saying this, he tells them anyway. Again, this riles up the citizens, and they want to hear the will. He does not tell them, but he shows them Caesar's body. This makes them very angry as they want revenge on the conspirators.
The citizens become enraged and vengeful. Antony tells them not to be stirred to mutiny against these honorable men. He says that he doesn't intend to steal their hearts because he isn't an order like Brutus. He claims himself a plain man who only speaks what he knows. He says he will let Caesar's wounds speak for him. He says that if he were Brutus, he could get them to rebel, but he is just Antony. Antony reads Caesar's will in which he gives money to every man in Rome. Caesar also leaves his private parks and gardens available for the citizens. The citizens swear to avenge Caesar's death, and they charge off to cause destruction in the city. A servant comes to tell Antony that Octavius and Lepidus are at Caesar's house. He also informs Antony that Brutus and Cassius have been driven out of Rome. In scene 3, Cinna the poet wanders through the city. A group of 4 citizens approach him, asking for his name. He tells them that his name is Cinna, but they confuse him with Cinna the conspirator. Cinna insists that he is not the conspirator, but they kill him anyway.
Where am I?
Oh, mighty Caesar, where are we?
Welcome, Brutus. Unassailable.
Just start from the beginning.
I'm just gonna start from the beginning of that sentence.
People and senators, do not be afraid.
Oh!
Don't stand close together in case someone loyal to Caesar tries.
Okay, we're done.
Antony sends. He will. Antony's. Can they edit that out?